Never wake up. But I was 13 years old, and I wasn't sure that Valium was a sleeping pill. It didn't say sleeping pill anywhere on the bottle. I thought, what if these are pills for ladies and I get sick? I didn't want to get sick. I wanted to die. Well, somewhere along the way, I decided, if I'm going to die, why do something boring like jumping off a building or taking pills? I'm going to die having fun. And so I got involved in crime quite a bit. And while I was living with my father, this is what I looked like at about 16. It's kind of hard to believe. That's not a toupee. When I was living with Dad, he lived on these exclusive islands in Miami Beach called the Sunset Islands. And our friends, when I was growing up, were kids like, I used to date, you heard of Firestone Tires? I used to date Amy Firestone. You heard of Hoover Vacuum Cleaners? Sandy Hoover lived on the island where we lived. And he was a little different. We would all ride our bikes around the island. Sandy would ride his bike like it was a bus. He wanted to be a bus driver when he grew up. He'd pull up to the stop sign with his bicycle, and he'd go, everybody get to the back of the bus. We gave him a hard time. Do you know what Sandy's doing for a living now? He drives a limo. He's a bus driver, the heir to the Hoover Vacuum Cleaners dynasty. Anyway, so these were some of the kids we played with. We would get bored. You know what we'd do? We'd sit around in the summertime with nothing to do. We'd say, well, let's break into a house. And we started breaking into homes for excitement. Now, I so much wanted to be loved, I kind of gave up on my parents. I thought, I want my friends to like me. I tried to develop a reputation of not being afraid of anything. And they'd dare me to jump off the bridge into Biscayne Bay, and like a dummy, I would do it because I wanted them to like me. We started breaking into homes and stealing, just anything, just so we could say we did it. These are millionaires' kids, and we're stealing. All we had to do is ask our parents for money, And they'd say, I dare you to break into that house, and we'd see people awake and walking around inside. And so we started stealing. Started stealing from the other millionaires on the islands. And it really got so pitiful, we'd get so bored, we'd say, well, what do you want to do? I said, let's break into your house. We broke into our house last week, And, what was really strange? They have a security guard, and it's an island. There's only one way on the island. There was this rash of burglaries on the island, and so the people on the island hired police to patrol in boats because they were sure thieves were coming on the island by boat, and it was the kids of the millionaires that were stealing from their own parents. So I got into crime. I started using drugs at an early age. Now, I went back and forth a lot between my mother and father. Even though I only finished the 9th grade, I went to 14 different schools. 2 military schools. First military school I went to was in Southern California called Black Fox Military Academy. And I was 5 years old because my parents were busy. So they put my brother and I in military school. And then I went to New York Military Academy. Went to public schools and Catholic schools and Jewish schools, several public schools, a free school. When I would live with Mom was in show business, and I don't know if you're aware of it, but a lot of people in show business use drugs. Now, the drugs of choice back then were LSD and pot and hash. And one day Mom said, well, Doug, I know sooner or later you're going to be doing these things. I just assume you did it at home so you don't get into trouble. And so she rolled a joint and smoked it with me. And it got to be a very regular practice for my mother and I to smoke pot, and eat ice cream, and watch TV once or twice a week. Now, my brother, because he had cystic fibrosis, it's a kind of a lung disease, Falcon couldn't smoke pot. So Mom, loving mother that she was, she would make him hashish cookies. Falcon and I brought them to school one time and handed them out to the teachers.